Hey everybody, Matt Faircloth here, and I am live from InvestHerCon. Look at this background. Look at this. Get my reality right here. I got a super special guest. She's over here, and I've got a super surprise. We're gonna open up this. There's a big surprise for you guys in there as well. And I'm really grateful for you guys, for our DeRosa Insiders community, and for all that you guys do, for the posts that you guys make, trying to help each other out, and for everything that you guys are, and for all those of you guys that are DeRosa investors, or DeRosa students, or DeRosa mastermind members. Thank you. Well, I want you guys to meet a fellow Bigger Pockets author. You guys probably already know her. This is Sarah Weaver, and she's an awesome friend of mine and just a phenomenal human being. If I may just talk Sarah Weaver shop or whatever.
Thank you.
Sarah's just great people. Sarah, for those that have been living under a rock and not heard of you yet, could you please introduce yourself to the DeRosa Insiders community?
Well, hello everyone. I'm Sarah Weaver. I am a real estate investor, real estate speaker, and coach. And what I think is unique about my story is that I am fully nomadic. Do you live in an expensive market? Do you live in a market that is making it hard to cash flow? You're looking for deals out of state? That is really what I believe in. I believe that you should live where you want. Mm-hmm. So today it's Phoenix, Arizona, because we're here at this conference. And you should invest where the numbers make sense. You might know who I am. I wrote the book 30 Day Stay for with Deanna McIntyre for Bigger Pockets and medium-term rentals. I'm so glad that you mentioned that you're interested in them, because I think that they're here to stay. Medium-term rentals are furnished rentals. Your guests stay 30 days or longer, which I love for many reasons. But that's a little bit about me. I spend most of my time traveling abroad. And so in 2021, I think I spent 3 months in Mexico, 5 months in Guatemala, almost a month in Asia. I spoke at a conference in Bangkok. Yeah. And so that was really, really fun. And now I can say I'm an international speaker.
Nope. Real quick, how many countries have you been to?
47.
47 countries, right?
When it comes to like meeting people and traveling solo, even as a female, I really advocate for people saying yes to adventure. And talk about like the greatest adventure that we're on is real estate investing. Because the investing is now what pays for my lifestyle, so that I don't have to stress about spending 3 months in South America. It's my cash flow from my properties that are paying for that. So that's how I feel about travel. I could talk about travel all day long. So let's talk about MTR.
Mention your book. Yes. Let's talk real quick about your book. We've talked about STR a little bit. I want to talk about midterm rentals, how that works, and then we can transition into opening up our big surprise. I've got a surprise here. We're going to open this up in a second. I got a surprise in that envelope for you guys. But real quick, Sarah, what is midterm rental? Why should we all be considering adding it to our portfolio?
Yeah, so a midterm rental is a furnished rental, just like a short-term rental. Okay. So don't worry, guys. It's not some made-up thing. It really is a furnished rental, just like a short-term. What categorizes it as a midterm is 30 days or more. So why is that important? One, a lot of places are having regulations on short-term rentals, making it impossible, or at least illegal, to rent for less than 30 days. So this is kind of a loophole, let's call it, and a way around that regulation. But for me, I invest in places where they don't care that it's short term. So why would I do midterm? I love my midterm rental tenants. They typically stay for 87 days on average. So what that means is that maybe there's some communication at the beginning at check-in, which is all automated, and I'm using great like software and tools to make it easier. But then you get about 70 days of silence. Whereas my lifestyle, like I'm flying to Portugal on Sunday. I'm flying to Zanzibar the week after that. I'm going on an African safari after that. Then I'm hiking Kilimanjaro, where I will be completely off grid.
Did you hike Kilimanjaro?
I'm about to.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I want to hike. So I want to, sorry, personal gushing over here. I want to hike Kilimanjaro. It's personal goal. It will happen. Bucket list of mine. I'm going to do it with my son. He's 9. So get back to it.
Yep. So I'm hiking Kilimanjaro. I'm doing all these things. And so I didn't like having short-term rentals because it was automated. Yes, I have a team, but it was taking up mind space. I think you guys all know what I mean when I say mind space. It's that thing where you're like, man, did that get done? Hey, do I need to check on that? Do I need to check that text message or that email? And it was just keeping me from being present. Do you guys struggle with being present? Because it's something It's something that I really struggle with. And so the STRs just weren't good for my lifestyle.
Yeah.
Were they great for my pocketbook? Of course they were.
Mm-hmm.
People are crushing it in the STR space, and people are doing a better job at managing or delegating than I was. So I found this sweet spot, the MTR. And so who is my primary guest? They can be anyone. So a medium-term rental tenant can be a digital nomad like me. So it's funny, I'm actually a medium-term rental tenant often. I'm staying somewhere for 30 days or more in an Airbnb. They can be someone who's moving to a new city and having trouble going under contract. Anyone else having trouble going under contract? It can be someone that's renovating their house because they can't buy a new one with interest rates the way that they are. So they're renovating their kitchen. So maybe they rent from me while they renovate their home.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, travel medical professionals. So I rent to a lot of travel nurses. And then you have insurance policyholders, or what we call displaced insurance policyholders. So when someone can no longer live in their home because of flood, fire, or some other natural disaster, then their insurance company is going to place them in a furnished rental, often for more than 90 days while their current home is being renovated. So the list goes on. I could go on and on about the different types of MTR tenants, but what I want to leave you guys with is how I find the tenants. So I list on Airbnb and furnishfinder.com. And that's it.
Furnishfinder.com.
Yep.
Okay. And Airbnb does have a segment to list for properties that are there for longer term rents. My guess is the revenue's maybe not quite as good as STR. But you're trading out like that, the in and out, having people in and out and having to move out tenants and deal with a cleaning crew coming out every couple of days.
Yep.
You're dealing with that. Versus it's still a better revenue than it would be if you're leasing out by the year.
Yes.
Right. So it's like the MTR is kind of like the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Because your revenue's better, but not,
Exactly. I'll give you guys real numbers. So I own 2 fourplexes next door to each other. Someone called it a boutique hotel, and I was like, it's a little bit of a stretch. It's in Omaha. So it's 2 fourplexes. And right now, 7 of the 8 units are medium-term rentals, except in the summer. In the summer, if a MTR guest is checking out, then I sometimes change my regulations or my requirement from 28-day to 2-day, allowing people to stay short-term. So essentially, I turn the medium-term into short-term.
Because you can do that.
Because I can flip back and forth. So I call this the hybrid model.
Yeah.
So why would I do this? We have Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors of all time, lives in Omaha, and he has the Berkshire Hathaway shareholder event in May, so 2 weekends ago. And I was able to get higher income than I would from a medium-term tenant. And now we have the College World Series coming up. For any of you baseball fans, that's in Omaha every year.
Okay.
And so I will move some of my units to short-term. However, the second it hits August, September, nobody's going to Omaha on a Tuesday. So I am almost immediately move it back to a medium-term rental and get occupied by a medium-term rental tenant. So I told you guys that. So let me tell you the numbers. So my one staying strong long-term tenant, she's great. I'm probably going to always renew her. She's wonderful. She pays $850, and that is top of the market for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath in this area. It's updated. She has in-unit washer dryer. It's a great location. So she's paying $850. My medium-term rental tenants are paying $1,875.
She's making another grand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is the unit sitting for too long on vacancy? Is it going to sit for like a month where that grand gets dissolved, or is it pretty quickly releasing when they move out?
So last year, 2022, I had 97% occupancy. And in 2 of my units, I had 100% occupancy because 47% of my travel nurse tenants renewed from 3 months to 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was going to probably guess that a lot of the MTR tenants are going to renew because they're being paid by their rent's probably being paid by either an insurance company on like a fire relocation. Somebody had like a fire at their home, and they've, God forbid, have to live somewhere where their home gets rebuilt. Right? You probably have had that. Insurance companies, like staging long-term insurance reps that are out doing claims, or nurses or whatever. So there's a corporation paying that rent for that person. So they're likely going to renew. Now, how soon do you require notification that they're going to move out so you can put it back on the market?
So I have an automated message that goes out 45 days before checkout, just saying, hey, we're about 45 days out. Do you think you'll be renewing? Sometimes they tell me then. Then I have another message that goes out 14 days before, only if it is actually vacant, which normally by then it's not.
Yeah.
Normally by then I have someone else moving in.
Because you start the marketing and
exactly. Yeah. So I told you guys long-term rent. I told you medium-term. So now I want to tell you short-term. So last summer, instead of 1,875, I was getting about 2,200. So it is more.
Awesome.
But for me, it wasn't worth it. That what, $300 was just not worth the stress.
How many turns was that? Like how many ins and outs?
Gosh, that's a good question. At least 12.
That's a lot, guys. It's a lot of coordinating cleaning crew. It's a lot of wear and tear on your apartment. You know? I have stayed in some dilapidated, sad Airbnbs that needed a facelift.
Yep.
And you can tell just because things that get used a lot by different people have different living habits and stuff like that. So it's like a hotel room.
Yeah.
They turn hotel rooms, just so you know, guys, get renovated like every 3 years. Because the amount of people that come in and out.
Yep.
Your Airbnb is going to be the same way. An MTR tenant's certainly not going to damage it. They're going to treat it like it's home. Because it is home for them.
It's amazing.
They're not there to party. They're to live and work.
Yeah,
right?
It's amazing. I mean, when I've had a few nurses move out and I almost didn't even need a clean afterward. That's how good they do. And they're so tired. I mean, after a 12-hour shift, they're barely doing more than eating and sleeping. And sometimes my cleaner goes in and she says, it doesn't even look like they used the stove. Yeah.
They probably ate at the hospital. You know, maybe traveled a little bit or went back home on the weekends or something like that.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, you were just like literally.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. That's something really interesting that's happening with my Des Moines properties. I have a travel nurse who lives 3 hours away. So she's only in my unit 3 days a week. But
she pays all 7 months, all 7 days. That's awesome. Pick up a copy of her book. Which is called...
I can offer 20% off for the book for the rest of the month. So if you use the promo code Sarah Spring, so SARAH Spring, SPRING, Sarah Spring, you can get 20% off using the link. The book is called 30-Day Stay, a Real Estate Investor's Guide to Mastering the Medium-Term Rental.
The coupon code, which is Sarah Spring, you get 20% off a copy of the midterm rental book.
And I really appreciate it, you guys. Like the support that we're getting. This is one of my first conferences where I'm now meeting people who have read the book, because at BPCon last year, the book was released. So I met a lot of people that bought the book, which was so special. But now meeting people who have come up to me and said, Sarah, I bought your book and I own a medium-term rental. Or Sarah, I turned my short-term into a long-term and I love it so much. So I just really, really grateful.
Guys, check out Sarah's website. Follow her on social. Nabika will put all that up there. Now, guys, we have some interesting, Sarah, just one of my friends here is going to join me for super exciting news that I have for you guys. So this is Raising Private Capital, guys. This is my book that I wrote that I was super blessed to write with Bigger Pockets, as Sarah has as well. So I've got a fellow Bigger Pockets author. What a great way to celebrate this exciting news I have for you guys. So here's Raising Private Capital, phenomenal book, and it teaches you how to find all the money that you guys need for your deals, including you, Luis, and your network, and all you guys that are here. Check out Raising Private Capital. But I have exciting news. The world is changing. Bigger Pockets is coming to me and said, hey, Matt, would you like to write another edition of Raising Private Capital?
Wow.
And so I said yes. And guys, here's the news. Sarah's going to join me the first time. Actually, I've actually not seen this yet.
Oh my gosh.
I've seen the cover on like digital, but I haven't seen a hard copy of it. So I'm going to try not to choke up.
It's like your baby.
Yeah, I know. This is my new baby. This is it, guys. The new Raising Private Capital. Look at the cool little magnet there. This is thick. Oh my goodness. This is
it looks amazing.
Yeah, guys, this is the new version 2 of Raising Private Capital, guys. There's a lot of new content in this book. If you guys get this, you guys can get a copy of there's a QR code in the back here to get copies of DeRosa's resources. A lot of bonus material we have here is all in the back of the book. Nabiku, I'll even give it to folks here that are watching. Biggerpockets.com/RPC bonus, or they can scan that QR code from that. But biggerpockets.com RPC bonus is going to be the link, right? This book's not out yet. You guys can pre-order a copy of it. It's coming out in July. And a friend of mine, Pace Morby, you guys might have heard of this guy, wrote the new intro to this book. It still has the intro written by Joel Fairless in here, because he's a great personal friend of mine as well. But now we've got a forward written by Joel Fairless and a preface to the new edition by Pace Morby. Here it is right there, guys. There's Pace Morby's intro to the book. I'm really proud of this book. I'm really grateful for those of you guys that have purchased copies of it, and that. So I'm really glad that it's going to be something that's going to be out on the market very soon. And here's the new chapters and everything like that that are in the book. So guys, new Raising Private Capital out, coming to the market now in July. I think they can pre-order copies of it now, and that. So what do you think?
I mean, I'm telling you guys, it is not an exaggeration to say that this book changed my investing, because not only did I use private money for the first time, but then that person then became my equity partner, and I bought more real estate than I ever thought I could using other people's money because I read this book.
Yeah, so guys, I'm just grateful. Grateful that Bigger Pockets gave me the shot to write a book for them several years ago, and grateful that they gave me a shot to write a revised edition so that I could come out with you guys with new concepts, new ideas for the market and everything like that. So guys, this is still a great book, this original Raising Private Capital copy, in that. So guys, check out the new Raising Private Capital. Grab a copy of it. Pace Morby wrote the intro to it, and I hope you guys really enjoy it. So that's it, guys. This has been an awesome chats with Matt. I want to say one of my favorites. So Sarah, thank you.
Yeah, my
guys,
pleasure.
check out Sarah on social. We're going to be doing more live stuff. We'll have special guests. We'll do more commentary on what's going on in the market, and I'll see you guys then. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Sarah.
If you like this video, here's a few more you might like too. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you subscribe and like this video.